I was definitely curious about what was wrong with the little duckling, but other than that, I didn't really like Ain't That Ducky. It kind of annoyed me. This is a 1945 Warner Brothers cartoon directed by Friz Freleng and written by Michael Maltese. And we have voices provided by Mel Blanc and Victor Moore. And the characters include this little duckling, Daffy, and the hunter. Now, Daffy, I love Daffy, but he annoys me a lot, but in a way that I like to be annoyed. But he is not annoying in this one because we have this little duckling, and this duckling's crying and then telling Daffy to shut up. And the first time it was okay, but it got repetitive, and I really hated this character by I don't know, after the first minute that it's been on screen. Really cannot stand this little duckling, and it meant that the cartoon was just really awkward and uncomfortable to watch. I didn't care for it at all. The hunter is also quite an interesting character because it has traits of Elmer Fudd. It's not Elmer Fudd, but there are definitely some similarities. And it just made me think, well, why didn't you just use Elmer Fudd? Fudd had been around for I think the first cartoon was in the late 30s with Elmer Fudd, but correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't really know why they didn't just use Fudd for this one because I was watching it and, not intentionally comparing the character to Elmer Fudd, but because there are some similarities, I kind of couldn't help do that. Daffy, however, was pretty decent, and he tries to help the little duckling. The duckling just snaps at him, and I felt sorry for him. I really did. And the narrative itself, what actually happens, was not that interesting. Not a lot happened, to be honest. But I was curious to find out why this duck was so unhappy, and I won't explain anything more about that. But honestly, I just didn't care for the cartoon. I found it more annoying than anything else. It's well animated. Credit where it's due. I think the animation quality is very good. The music in it is very good, and the hunter is a pretty interesting character. But again, I feel like they should have just gone with Elmer Fudd. But I just don't like that duckling so much that I really, really did not enjoy this cartoon. And I can't even say the cartoon would be better without the duckling because the cartoon kind of wouldn't exist without it. So yeah, it's definitely not one I'd watch again. If you're a fan of Daffy Duck and you haven't seen it, maybe give it a watch. You might not find the duckling as annoying as I did, but it's definitely not one I'll be watching again.